Welcome to DK Champ. I want to go over some of the mid-tier picks today that I think will be very good picks for tonight's slate, and I'm going to play this in the holiday satellite. So my first one that I think is going to be very highly owned, and that's okay because I think a lot of people are going to own him, is going to be Tristan Thompson going against Brooklyn. Tristan Thompson has been dominant lately, and this is a really good matchup for him. So I think this is going to be a must play. I think a lot of people are going to lock him in cash games for sure, and he'll also be in GPPs. So that's my first pick in the mid-tier range. He's 65. So I'm shooting for guys that are under 7, but a little bit more than 5 for this. Looking down at power forward, there's a couple guys I like, but going on down for Golden State, Looney should be starting tonight. Damian Jones is out, and Draymond Green is still out, so they are going to likely play a lot more minutes with Looney. He's been getting around 20 on average, but it should go up a little bit, so we're looking for a $3,700 guy to really get us some 30 points is what I'm projecting him to do tonight. So hopefully that'll happen, and it's a really good matchup for him against Atlanta. Next up, staying with the centers, is going to be Collins at Atlanta. And he has just been on top of it here. You can see the first game he had limited minutes, but then he's been gradually increasing throughout time, and you can see he's had some 30, 40-point games in here. I don't think he'll go completely berserk and get us 40 points again, but I do think he's in a position here going against Looney that he will more than likely be able to see some good minutes here, some productive minutes in this game, and for 53, you have to take a risk on him. So I'm going to put him in here. Those are the three guys I like the most. And then let's go down and just look at the guard positions. Some guys that I like, of course, I like the top 3, 4 guys. I like Drew Holiday a lot. I will go on down. I mean, these other guys are good picks, but I'm going to go down to the smaller price guys and just take a look. One person that could get some extended minutes with Burt being out is going to be Melody. He has been up and down with his minutes here, and you can see the fancy numbers. He either goes for 40 or he's very limited here. This should be a decent matchup for him. It is a tough matchup, but I think he'll be getting an extension in minutes, so you'll see him down here when he gets 30 minutes at the bottom here. He's usually getting 25 points or so, and that's about what we need him to do. So he's a more risky play, but he has the capability of really going off here. So we'll go down. Like I said, I like Holiday, and I like Bill a lot. I like both of those guys. If you can fit both of those guys in here, I would. And then we'll go down to forward position. Paul George, I think, is in a pretty good matchup. He's losing a little bit of his usage when Westbrook is in, but now that he's back. But I still think at 85 he's worth a shot in some lineups. We'll go on down. Eric Gordon has been playing decently well. I think he's in a decent spot here. We'll go on down. Those are pretty much, there's not as much value here unless you go with the higher tier guys. So I'm not going to, I mean, obviously you can see the top 4 are pretty good, solid picks. So if you can fit those guys in, you should. But these are the 4 that I'm liking, and I'll probably just say that the 3 that I'm liking are here, and then I'll go with some of the upper tier guys. Like I'll go for Holiday, and then I'll go for Bill. That's kind of the way I'm going to construct most of my lineups, looking somewhat like this. And then that leaves me with 61 average for my remaining 3. You can play these in cash. I think they'll be better in cash considering that we're going with guys that I think are going to be highly owned. But I'm also going to play these guys in a few GPPs and a few of these satellites. These satellites almost play like cash games sometimes. I played in some last night, and I was nowhere near cashing in my slate, and I was in like fifth or sixth place in the tournament. So these holiday ones or the satellites seem to play a little bit more like a double up, even though there's not as many. Your chances are not as high to win. So that's what I'm going to go with. I think all these guys are in decent matchups and should be able to produce for us tonight. So good luck to you, and I hope you win a lot of money.